Alright, so here we go. I am basically going to be explaining how I solved this reciprocal function that I created, which is right over there. The function I created was y equals 2 over x minus 6 plus 1. So, I started with the stuff that I thought would be the most easiest. So, the vertical asymptote and horizontal asymptote, because those you can find right in the function. So I found the vertical asymptote by basically just knowing, okay, what plus negative 6 is going to give me 0. That's 6. And then the horizontal asymptote is just the vertical translation at the end, so 1. And then to the domain and the range, that's just basically a fancy way of writing those two things. So I wrote, x can equal 6 because that's what the asymptote is, xer, y can equal 1 because that's what the asymptote is, yer. Then I went to the stuff that actually required math. So I found the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Here's my work here. For the y-intercept, I filled in 0 for x and then solved it to get 4, 6. And then for x, I did the same thing, except I filled in 0 for y, and I wound up getting 4. And I know these answers make sense because when I look on my graph and where my asymptotes are, 4 makes sense because I know this line is going to be curving this way. If it had been like 7, I would have known that would not make sense because my curvy line was not on that side of the asymptote. And the same logic applies to the 4, 6. If I had known it was like 3 or something, I would have known that doesn't make sense because that's not where my curving line was. So I have those written right there. See? And then I solved the 1, 1 points. So the 1, 1 points are pretty easy. Just kind of simple math right there. I did the 1 plus 6 because that was the horizontal translation, gave me 7. And I did 1 times 2 equals 2 for the vertical stretch. And then that plus 3, that plus 1 because that's my, it's blurry. Because that's my vertical translation, gave me 7, 3. And then I did the same thing for the negative 1 point. Then I basically plotted my points. I also wrote them down so they're easier to see because I know it's kind of small and wacky and weird. And yeah, all the points made sense with my graph. They weren't in weird spots like I already explained. And yeah, I almost got my 1, 1 points in here. Got my graph up here. And it looks nice and pretty much prettier than the other ones I did. And yeah, that is how I solved a rational expression and graphed it. Haha.